Here it is, the Prediction League 2023. And as you can see, you wonderful people in the fans forum, well, you continue to excel. 16 points last week now takes you out by 3 points over Gary Schofield. I then on 86. And Greg had a decent week as well. He's on 79. But no, the fans forum, you guys continue to call it right. You continue to get these scores right. So congratulations to you all. That's how it currently stands as we now go into the week that is ahead. Round number 9, and it all kicks off this Thursday night as the Salford Red Devils welcome Andy and Sue's Castleford Tigers. Big game, this one, in terms of where we are with it. We know that Joe Westerman has got a ban. There's doubts over Liam Watts and Alex Sutcliffe. Ruled out for Salford, Gerard, Partington, Lafay won't make it, Danny Addy and Borough are definitely going to be out as well. Salford off the back of a win, Castleford off the back of the win. Gary Schofield, he has gone Salford 9-17. Joe, what's your assessment?
I know Cass won, but they beat Wakey. So I think Salford are going to have just a bit too much for Cass, especially with the players that are out. Salford have been a bit hit and miss. They're not doing as well as what we thought they might have done so far. But hey, who am I to talk? We're not either. So, but yeah, I think Salford are going to have a bit too much to say about this game. I'm going to go by 6. It's not going to be massive. I think
you're going by 6. Right, okay. Right, so if you're going by 6, let me just tell you where we're currently at. We always call it live on the show. So I'm just looking now at where they are. The fans forum are going Salford. You're going by 6.
Yeah.
That would mean it's a dead heat. So you will get... So 2 have gone 18 plus, 2 have gone 9-17, and 2 have gone 1-8. But for your time this week, your prediction will do. So we're going to go Salford 1-8. Is that all right, Joe?
Yes.
That's where you're going?
No one
shoot. Salford 1-8. So that's where we're gonna go. Right, let's find out from Greg. He's not here. Let's find out from Greg what his thoughts are on this one. Here he comes.
Here I am by the magic of virtuality. I'd like to thank Joel for stepping in last minute this week to give his words of wisdom on the World of Rugby League this week and Super League. My prediction for Salford versus Cass. These games are getting hard and hard to predict. You don't know what's going to back up from the Easter weekend, although, yeah, we've only had 1 game each rather than 2. I think Cass, they'll be buoyed by the win against Wakefield, as will Salford. I just think Salford will have enough, and I think it'll be probably 9-17 Salford.
So Greg is going 9-17 Salford is where Greg's going. So that pretty much puts that. So it's me, Greg, and Gary Schofield going 9-17 Salford, with the fans forum going 1-8 Salford, all for Salford. So we know that Castleford will win. Right, okay. We now move on to one that will have Joel's attention, I'm sure. We now move on to Friday and to the big game at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield Giants taking on the Catalan Dragons. Big game, this one. In terms of where we're currently sat, well, Gary Schofield has gone Huddersfield 1-8. I think I know where you're going to go, Joel, but I'll ask you anyway. What's your thoughts on this one?
Everyone knows I'm a Giants fan, and I'd like to say I'm not the most biased person in the world. If I have not seen some of the good stuff that I saw in the Leeds game, I was going to say Catalan by 9-17. But I'm not. I'm going to go by us, and I'm going to do a Uncle Freddie special. I'm going to say by a drop goal.
You're going 1-8, yeah?
Yeah, for the Giants.
So you're going, which is where the fans forum are going. So yeah. Huddersfield 1-8, Schofield 1-8. Let's welcome him back. Here he comes. Here's our Greg. What's he think?
Catalan put up a really good performance against Warrington on Saturday. We're unlucky in many ways. A game that could have gone either way. Same for Huddersfield as well. Again, key decisions in both games. I think Catalan might just edge this one. I'm going Catalan. Oh, Catalan 1-8. I think they'll just edge out Huddersfield, who I don't think they can kind of buy a win at this moment in time, especially at home.
Scathing, Joel, scathing. I'm actually going against everybody. I actually think this is a game that Huddersfield must win. They must win. They have to win this game. I think if they don't, big questions have got to be asked. I think they'll do a lot of soul searching this week. They're at home. I'm going to go 9-17 Huddersfield. I'm going to show you a bit of love and faith here, Joel. I'm going to go 9. I'm going Huddersfield 9-17. Don't know why. Blind faith, maybe, but yeah, that's where I'm going, mate. I'm gonna go with your team.
That's why Greg's not here, because he didn't want to say that to me.
He didn't certainly want to say it to your face, mate. He certainly didn't. Graham Parrish, Graham's gone in. He's saying Catalan by 6. Kobe McGilvery, no surprise, he's Giants by 18. Freddie saying 1-8 to Huddersfield. Alex Sharp saying Catalan by 10. So a couple of differences of opinion on that one, and that's what we like, a bit of difference of opinion. We've already been with Greg. Let's move on. Leeds Rhinos taking on Hull FC. Oh, dearie me. No surprises here. Gary Schofield is going Leeds by 9-17. Where do you see this one, Joe?
Oh, Leeds 18 plus.
Yeah.
By a margin.
18 plus for Leeds. Okay. Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, I'm also going Leeds 18 plus. No real surprises there. I just can't see. They've got no strike power at the moment. Hull very, very low on confidence. Leeds came through a stern test, I think, against your boys. We know that they've had good games against Saints. They've had good games against Catalan. They're at home. It's looking grim. That said, what's our Greg say? Here he is.
Say about Hull FC. Sorry, we've got a lot of Hull fans, but you must be I can't even begin to wonder what you guys are thinking about your team, especially that performance at the weekend. Not performing the way they should or they could, I don't think. And fortunately, I think it's going to be the same again. I don't think they can be as bad. I don't think Hull can be as bad this week as they were at the weekend. Albeit it was a very, very good performance by Hull KR. But I still think Leeds, and I think Leeds 18 plus on this one. Had a tough game against Huddersfield. Maybe not as much turnaround, but I still think Leeds by 18 plus this weekend. Sorry, Hull fans.
So there you go. All of us going Leeds by various margins. Pretty much it's going to be a minimum of a 2-score win for the Leeds Rhinos.
They've got too much strike. Far too much strike.
Hull are not in a good place, mate.
No.
They're not in a good place. It has to be said.
Say about Hull FC.
We've said it. Right, okay. Here we go. Hull KR taking on Saints. This is a good game. This is a good game. Very nearly our game of the week. It could have been game of the week. I think it's going to be a really good tussle at the Seal Group Craven Park, I have to say. Yeah, interesting. No Batchelor, sorry, for Hull KR. No Jesse Sue, he's been banned. Of course, no Morgan Knowles, no Joe Batchelor. It's a shame that this could have been really played on the family one if they were both available. A bit of a shame. We'll get that later in the season, hopefully. Sione Matautia. Oh, rugby hurts, doesn't it? I mean, I think we all felt. I actually feared the worst because he didn't move, did he? He was just out. I'd hope that will mean it's more than a game. Saints have got to give him, because if you remember, he's only just come back from HIA. So I just hope for his safety and his well-being, he's got to have a few weeks on the sideline. Of course, no Wormsley as well. Right. Gary Schofield is going Hull KR 1-8. Where are you going, Joe?
Well, we may not have heard the end of injuries for Saints just yet, based on what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Hull KR. If Saints put out the squad they put out last week, I'm going to go for Hull KR. Saints are looking very, very tired.
What score?
Yeah, that's why I'm delaying that one. I'm going to go 1-8 because it's Saints. They're an incredible side, no matter who they put out. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-8. But I think Hull have just, if our friend Michael Lewis has got out to say about anything, he's going to put in a good performance again.
Yeah. I'm actually going 9-17, KR. With you, I think that I keep going back to start the season when Welland said that he was going to give him a rest. The intention was that he was going to rest players, I think, for the Wakefield game. He was going to give him a week off. Never happened. They've not recuperated for whatever reason. As you said, they do look a little bit tired. And they're coming up against a white-hot KR at the moment. Yeah. So I'm going to go 9-17 KR. Let's see where Greg is. Here he is. Here's the lad.
KR Saints, KR again, as I've already said. A great performance against Hull over the Easter weekend. Saints suffered against Wigan. That was a great performance by Wigan as well. Saints, few injuries, suspensions. Knowles looks like he's going to get banned for a hip drop. Whatever, they seem to have they seem to be all in fashion this season. It's a tough one to call, but I just see Saints edging this 1-8. But I think it will be a close one thing, and I think Saints, probably just the last 10-15 minutes, will just edge it. Sorry, KR fans.
So sorry, KR fans. Apologies from Greg. If people are wondering why he's not here in person, shockingly, he's at a wedding this evening on a Tuesday after bank holiday. So he dropped it on us lastminute.com. So we rushed around to just get his predictions just so you could see him because we know you like him. He says with a wry smile on his face. But yeah, there you go. So that's our Greg. So I'm going KR 9-17. Greg Saints 1-8. The Fans Forum KR 1-8, and Gary Schofield KR 1-8. We now come to the game of the week. Here it is. First against second. It's the Locker Cup. It's Warrington against Wigan. It's huge. George Williams against his former team. Toby King against his former team. No Philbin for Warrington. Ban. No Dudson for Warrington. Ban. James Harrison not expected to be there. Joe Bullock not expected to be there. Darryl Clark not expected to be there. And Matty Russell not expected to be there. Plus a other yet to be confirmed. Looks like it's either Stefan Ratchford or Peter Matautia may also be missing for Warrington. As for Wigan, no Morgan Smithies. Ban. No Jay Field. Hamstring. No Cade Cust. Neck. And Mike Cooper, as we've already said tonight, out for the rest of the season. So neither side come into this fully fit with a full complement on the field of play. But that said, form goes out the window. This is going to be a biggie. Yes. Gary Schofield going the wire 1-8. Where are you going, Joel?
This screams grand final to me.
Oof, that's a big prediction.
It really does, honestly. Yeah. So Paul Vaughan's playing, Cassiano's playing, isn't he?
Cassiano will play, Vaughan will play.
So that means that they'll interchange with each other, I presume.
If it was a betting man, I think he's going to put Josh Maguire as a prop.
Right.
I think that'll happen. We've also got the young lad, Luke Thomas, who's been getting a couple of games. I think he'll feature for Warrington in this one. If the rumours aren't true and there isn't going to be somebody missing from the centres, I'd expect Matautia potentially to go up to loose forward with Minikin at centre, which I think will be a target point in terms of Warrington's right edge of defence where Wigan were concerned. A lot's going to depend on what's announced. Warrington keeping the cards very close to the chest. Somebody took a knock that wasn't obvious on Saturday. Yeah. How bad that is, we don't know, but we're expecting it's either going to be Ratchford or Matautia as a doubt, I think.
Right. That's why I was asking, because with who was out, if you'd have had a fully fit squad, and I said Wire by probably 9-17. Yeah. Oh man, I've not yet bet against Warrington, and I don't think I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna go Wire 1-8.
You're going tight. You're going Warrington 1-8. You're going with me, and you're going with Schofield on that. I can't bet against them. I refuse to bet against them. They're 8 from 8, and even though I do think this for me is the sternest test yet. We've seen Warrington win in a lot of different ways this year, and we have. This is just going to be another one. If Warrington were to produce a win in this, that's impressive because there's a lot missing. We've seen a lot of different things. Let's see what Greg had to say on this one. Here it comes.
Right, the big one, the big game of the weekend. Wire versus Wigan. Again, this is the one of these 3 games, Catalan, Wigan, Saints. This was the one I was more worried about before the Easter weekend. Again, Philbin for a hip drop has been banned. Your guess is as good as mine. Dudson, less said about him, the better. I think this is the week when Warrington's winning run comes to an end. I think Wigan are going. I think it's going to be close for the first 60, but I think Warrington's depleted pack, and there's rumours of 1 or 2 other injuries. I think Wigan, despite their missing players, will probably just win it from the bench. I think Wigan probably 1-8 will win it in the last 20 minutes of the game. I think this is the week the run comes to an end.
So that was Greg's prediction. He's gone against the Wire for this one based on the injuries. So, but all of us are in agreement that it should be tight. It should be tight. It could go either way.
I don't know, Dave. The thing is, Wigan do not have the forward pack that you guys have.
If fully fit, I'd agree. But I think that Vaughan's going to have to have another huge game.
But he can, though.
But he can, yeah.
The thing is, but if Vaughan really had to, he could probably play 60 minutes.
Easily.
And Cassiano, being as big as he is, I think he's 18, 19 stone. He could probably do a full 25, 30 minutes if he had to.
Well, he's done over that when he's been playing loose forward. He has put in some big minutes this year.
There you go then. So if he's whether he's at prop or loose forward, don't really make no difference. The fact is, he's absolutely massive. He's like a barn door. So if you do, and this is why I asked if they're going to be interchanging. When you came to us and played us in the first game, whenever Paul Vaughan wasn't on the field, Cassiano was. Whenever Cassiano wasn't, Vaughan was. So either way, you had somebody terrifying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Greg's always worried because I think he's thinking too much about last year.
He's very pessimistic at times. Is our Greg?
Yeah, I just don't see Wire losing this.
It's going to be huge, mate. It's going to be. They're going for a sellout as well. So I don't know how many Wigan are bringing, but Warrington have only got 1,000 tickets as of this morning in Warrington areas. They expect the Warrington will be a sellout. Then it comes down to how many Wigan supporters make the trip across on a Friday night. But it could be let's hope so. And that's been a real positive this year. The attendance is 83,000+ this weekend. Great to see. Yeah. We're seeing some really, really good attendances. Hopefully it's going to be another belter at the Halliwell Jones.
Don't forget, Wigan have been relying quite heavily on the Bevan French and Jai Field duo. Yeah. That's not there now.
It's not. It's not.
So-
It's going to be tight. I think it'll be interesting. And the fact that there's no Cuss, there's no Field. You know, they put Shorrock in against Saints. He might go again. Can he back up in that role second game? Don't know. It's a mouthwater. It should be a great game. And like I say, Warrington, 4 points clear going into it. You know, one thing we do know, no matter what happens at the weekend, Warrington will remain top for at least another week. Right. Okay. We then finish off with this little cheeky one. A must win. If Wakey lose this, I will be declaring on In the Sheds this week that Wakefield are going to be relegated. That's the way I see it. If they have any chance of staying in Super League, they have to win this game at home. They cannot not win this game at home. That's how I see it. Gary Schofield sees it, Lee 9-17. Where do you see it?
I feel really horrible now, but Wakefield aren't even going to score a point.
Ooh.
No, they're not. Lee are just far too good. Even if you had just the beautiful thing about Lee this year is they've got a great mix of young and old, and the older players are far too experienced than Wakey's older players, and I think the younger players are faster, fitter, and more hungry. Wakefield are a beaten side there. Yeah, you can't put into words just how difficult this is for Wakefield. Whether they're at home or away, it doesn't make a difference. Lee are going to absolutely annihilate them, because the thing is, Lee are going to want to. Because don't forget, Lee are going to make sure that they know they have to win this, because no one in this league right now is thinking that Lee's going down.
Yeah.
But Lee have to back these games up as well. It's all right winning the big ones. They've got to win the ones below them, and they're going to do it. This is going to be 18 plus.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Right. I thought that's where you were going. I wasn't sure, but
Sorry,
we're
very straight through.
Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm going 18 plus, Lee. Schofield's gone 90-17. The fans forum, I've gone 90-17. In the chat here, Graham Parrish saying Lee by 8. Kobe McGilvey, Lee by 30. Charlie Hattrick, Alex Sharp is predicting. Freddie McGilvey 90-17 to Lee. No love at all for Wakefield. As for Warrington going back a game, Kobe McGilvey Warrington by 17. Graham Parrish Warrington by 4. Freddie McGilvey seeing it 1-8 Wiggins way. Alex Sharp seeing it 1-8 Warrington's way. A lot of toing and throwing on that one. For the last time this evening, let's hear from Greg. Here he comes.
Wakefield, Lee, both hurting after the weekend. I would have thought Wakefield, they've got to start winning. They have got to start winning if they've got any chance of staying in Super League this season. Lee have been a surprise package, although, as we've said quite a few times now, a couple of seasons ago, they did run the big boys very close and were lucky in some of those games. Having said that, I think Lee are the better team and know how to win games more than Wake can do this season, even though we're still at early doors. And again, I'm going for a narrow win. I'm going for 1-8, a Lee win. And that will set the panic buttons going at Wakefield, I think.
Panic buttons, indeed.